Hi, I hope you all are having a great day today. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about reloading and for shotgun shells, and particularly what you need to think about if you're new to it or you're just getting into it, or maybe looking to get into reloading. Considering maybe what you need to buy, some supplies that you need to have, what reloader to buy, just things like that, some of the small details. So let's get to it. The first thing that I want to talk about is the reloader itself. This is the MEC 9000 GM. It's what I've used from day one to reload. It's been fantastic for us. Um, Very minimal problems, just pretty well routine maintenance on it is all that we've had to do. It's a great reloader. I actually looked it up just a few minutes ago. You can get it anywhere from about $620 to $675, depending on where you get it at. So, that's about the price range. Maybe you can find it a little bit cheaper on sale sometimes, but that's actually from two sources, from MEC and from Cabela's. So, be sure to check that out if you're interested. One thing that sets this reloader apart is, to me, is the overall functionability of it. It's very, very fast and it's at a decent price point. There are better reloaders out there, in my opinion, but you're looking at upping your price range to probably double what this one is going to be, in my opinion. And so for this price range, it's a great reloader. If you're looking at getting started, it's fantastic for it. But even somebody like me that's been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, reloading or more, it's been great. It's a loader that I'm going to continue to use because I just don't want to spend the extra money to get the nicer reloaders, especially whenever this one does such a great job. So it's pretty normal. I think pretty easy to use. It goes through a 6 cycle stage of one stage you'll punch the old primer out, another stage it puts the primer in, new primer in, and it dumps the powder into it. The next one it puts the wad into the hole, and it dumps the shot in, and then all the rest of it is crimping, which is just tightening the top of the hole. It makes this part here, hopefully you guys can see this. This is a used hole. It makes this just like you usually see it whenever you're shooting. So one thing that I would recommend whenever you buy this reloader, whenever we bought it, it came with 2 bottles. Okay, one for this shot and one for the powder. Now this one is actually the bottle that was sent for the powder, and you can see it is roughly about half the size of this one. One thing I'm going to recommend is that you get another one, a bottle like this that's the same size for your powder. Whenever you have a bottle that's this size, you just have to change, and you have to take it off and dump more powder in, and it kind of gets to be a little bit of a pain. So this will help you quite a bit. It will save you some time, so I think it's definitely worth the money to get one of these if you're going to be reloading a lot. So now let's talk about some of the things that you're going to need if you're wanting to get started into reloading. The first one is holes. Okay, so I think this is probably one of the more difficult ones to come up with in terms of the quantity that you're going to need. You're going to need several of these, and it's always great to have plenty stored extra in case you wear them out reloading, So we pretty well strictly stay with the Remington family of holes, the Gun Clubs, Nitros, and STSs. Now I will reload a little bit of Federal Papers, but not very often. I mainly reload these, and they're very, very good. They have very high performance in reloading, so I would recommend them. The one thing that I talked a little bit a few seconds ago about getting your hands on some of these. The one thing that we did is we at some of our local shoots, we asked the shoot management for permission for it, and we set some big trash cans out, and we marked Remington holes, please. And so people, when they would come off the line from shooting, would dump their Remington holes in. Saved us a lot of money. We didn't have to buy any of these, and then we ended up with plenty of holes. It last us a long time. I mean, we got like 4 garbage cans in our attic, so we have plenty of holes to last a while. So that might be a trick. Ask your local club if you can set a hole outside, or maybe even they have, or a whole trash can, not a hole outside. Maybe ask if they have some for sale. That's another trick to get some. You can buy them. I'm going to say you can probably get them usually for about 2 to 3 cents. Sometimes you can probably find them for a penny, so you know they're not too expensive. Next, shot. You're going to need shot. This is Lowrance, I believe it's Magnum, yeah, Magnum shot. Now, I only use 7.5s for everything, singles, handicaps, and doubles. I would recommend that. It's going to be easier, you know, you don't have to worry about whenever you're going to buy, how many bags of 7.5 do I need, how many bags of 8s do I need. It's really simple. You just buy, you know, one kind, you just have to figure out one. And I think that it breaks the target a little bit better whenever you're reloading. For me, I feel like I break the target as hard with this as I do whenever I'm shooting at premium shells. So I would recommend that you go ahead and go with 7.5s. Eagle brand is very good. This is Lowrance, but Eagle is very good as well. I'd recommend either of them. I actually got this. I had a friend pick it up for me at Missouri Summer Handicap. It was $35.95 a bag. I recently bought some Eagle that is 7.5, so it's the same thing, and it was $43 at Cabela's. So now, granted, I bought this obviously from a competition, and things tend to be a little bit cheaper whenever you buy them there than at buying like a Cabela's or a Bass Pro or a Dick's. But you know, just a little bit to give you guys a price comparison there. Next, you're going to need some bushings. Now, you should get some of these whenever you buy your reloader. You're probably wondering right now, what is a bushing? Well, these are bushings, okay? And you're going to use these to regulate how much powder drops into your hole. So the bigger the bushing, the more powder is going to drop in. So you're going to want a very wide variance of bushings. You're probably going to need some 30 to 35 range, a couple maybe, you know, like 17 to 20 range, somewhere in there, you know. Depending on the type of powder you use will depend on what bushings you use. If you use a powder like a tight group, which is very good for handicaps, I highly recommend it. It's a very fine powder, so it's a smaller size bushing for that, versus if you use a powder like a red dot or a green dot, you're going to use a bigger bushing. So both are very good, or all three are very good powders, but you're going to change your bushing size a little bit whenever you change from one type of powder to the other. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is primers. I would highly recommend the Winchester 209s. I got these for $124, or actually a friend of mine did. He loaned me this box and we replaced it. So he got his for $124, the Missouri Summer Handicap, which is a pretty good deal. And that's for 5,000. So that's great. I really like them. A lot of times what you have to be careful of whenever you're choosing the type of primer that you want to use is that you don't get one that's going to enlarge the hole. So here where your primer is on the back of the hole, if you get like a Chedite primer, it will enlarge that. So for example, if you had Chedites and you said, hey, I want to switch to Winchester 209s, you probably wouldn't be able to do that. So, you know, that's one thing to consider, and that's, you know, to my knowledge, Winchester 209s have never enlarged the primer area on my holes, never. So, and they are very consistent whenever you're shooting. I very rarely have had a misfire with them, if ever. I mean, maybe 1 out of 50,000, because I just don't really remember one, but you know, there may have been 1 or 2 in there. The next thing you're going to need is wads. You're going to vary based on what you're shooting. I use these DRR F8s a lot for singles and doubles. I use a different wad for handicaps. You're going to vary based on if you're shooting 1 ounce, 1 1/8 ounce, what wad you're going to use. But these were $85 for 10 bags, 80 or 85, somewhere in there. But it's for 10 bags at whenever I bought them last, so pretty good deal. You know, that kind of gives you a price range there. You're going to need some of these. This is probably some of the something that maybe you didn't think of. I know I didn't think of it whenever I started reloading, is hole boxes. So if you're thinking about getting into reloading, just go ahead and save your boxes that you're shooting with. You can use them to put your shells that you crank out of your reloader. Go ahead and put them in here. It's great, very convenient. So it works really good. Another thing, flats. You can store it on your shelves, and hopefully you guys can see we have a shelf back here. That's what we use to store our shells on. So you can use this, put your boxes in there, makes it easier whenever you're going out to the gun club to tote them. Instead of having a bunch of individual boxes in your vehicle, you can have one whole box. So, and of course you're going to need to have powder. Once again, you're going to use different types of powders over years. If you're just starting out, I would recommend that you try Green Dot. I think it's going to be a little bit more forgiving on mistakes. Tight Group is a great powder for long yardage handicaps. It's actually what I believe they put in the nitro, so I love using it because I shoot nitros for my handicaps. So I use Red Dot for singles and doubles, and Tight Group for handicaps. Green Dot is also very good for all three disciplines. It's a little bit slower burning powder. I think it specializes in handicaps a little bit more, but it's very good overall. So guys, I hope this helps. Maybe we can continue this series. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, guys, and maybe comment, let me know that you liked it. We can continue, and maybe I can show you some about the MEC 9000, how to use it. And if you're looking into getting into reloading, it's a great way to save some money. My dad did a spreadsheet. He actually figured the other day where we're reloading for about $4.90 per box. So that's $4.90 per 25. So that's pretty good. You can get them for around you can get shells for about $4.98 a box if you're, if you find some on sale. So, you're right around, you're still cheaper even if you're finding a sale going on. Plus, you get to customize your load. So that's worth a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day. Thanks, guys.